all 5 planets that are visible with the naked eye formed a line across the sky this morning. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn were visible between 5:30 and 5:40 Eastern Daylight Standard Time. Stargazers in Melbourne reported a cloudy sky made planet spotting difficult. For more, here's Charlie Lineweaver, Associate Professor at the Australian National University in Canberra. So Charlie, did you get to see all the planets this morning?
I did not, but this is something that will go on for about a week, so you can see it tomorrow morning if you get up early, the next morning, probably even better, will be tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. So it's going to be this alignment for about a week.
And is it the same time, and where can they be seen from around the country?
So if you want to see this planetary alignment, you should get up just before sunrise. And when you do, you will see high above you, you'll see Jupiter, and then you'll see Mars, and then you'll see Saturn, and then you'll see Venus, then you'll see Mercury, and just above the sun, you'll see Mercury. And for the next couple of days, Mercury will be getting a little bit further away from the sun, and that makes it even more easily visible. So I have a little demonstration here. So what will happen is you will see Jupiter come up at about 11 p.m., and then a couple hours later, then comes Mars, then comes Saturn, then comes Venus, and then finally Mercury, and then my hand is the sun, and so that will wash this all out, and you won't be able to see it anymore. In addition, my right hand here is the moon. So you'll have everything there, all 5 visible planets, plus the sun and the moon. As a matter of fact, if Uranus had been a little bit bigger, we'd have 8 days in a week, and the reason we have 7 days a week because of the 7 visible planets right here. The sun, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter.
That is a fantastic prop, I have to say, but unfortunately that's not what they're going to look like. What are we looking out for?
Well, actually, it will look like this. It will look in the sky aligned like that, but instead of this small, it will be aligned all the way across about half the sky in about 6 hours. Because, you know, these planets come up and come up and come up and come up, and each one is separate, and they're separated by about half the sky. And so that's how this line that I have to make it very narrow on TV will be spread out across about half the sky.
And so will it look significantly brighter than obviously stars around it?
Well, some will and some won't. This is Jupiter. Jupiter will be significantly brighter, and Venus here will be significantly brighter. Mercury here, this little one, will be very hard to see because it's small, and the sun will be coming up at the same time. Saturn, this one here in the middle, would be kind of bright, but a little bit yellowish, and then Mars will be also very visible. So the ones that are hard to see is Mercury is the hardest one. That's the one just before sunrise. So
if you can see them with the naked eye, how good or how easy are they to see with a telescope?
Oh, they're even more beautiful. What happens when you have a telescope is that you can see things like the red spot of Jupiter here, and you can see the bands around Jupiter and the 4 Galilean moons. And with Saturn, you can see the rings of Saturn with a telescope, which you cannot see with your eye. And Venus is very bright, and you will be able to see the phases of Venus with a telescope. So these are the 5 classical ones that the ancients were able to see.
And now, what about the order of the planets? Because it's not quite the same as their order from the sun. Is that correct? I know you've been talking about the order of them.
That is absolutely correct. And the truth is that the planets are always aligned because they're all orbiting this. If this is the sun, all of the planets are orbiting in this plane. Some are like going fast around Mercury, then Venus, and then the Earth, and then Mars, and then Jupiter, etc. But occasionally, they will all, from the view of the Earth, they will all be in one part of the sky, one like 6-hour, like 90-degree section of the sky, and that's what will happen over the next week or so. And that's not easy to do because Mercury is going zoom, zoom, zoom every 88 days, and so to get it lined up with Venus and then Mars and then Saturn and Jupiter, that's not something that happens, like you said, every 10 years or so.
Well, Charlie Lineweaver, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on that great prop building there from Plato.
When Jupiter aligns with Mars.
I'll have to take it home for my children. Thanks, Charlie. The ongoing threat